Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of HarlequinCasts Dawn of War 2 Retribution. And today I have another fine 1 versus 1 game for you on the map Outer Reaches here. As you can see, we've got some destroyed, awesome-looking Space Marine type regalia and that sort of thing going on around here. So let's go ahead and take a look around the map right now. By the way, I thought I'd mention that this is, in fact, a 3.14 replay I'm watching, and if you've been kind of keeping track of the patches, we had 3.14.1 and 3.14.2 that came out recently. So I get asked by a lot of people exactly how you watch older replays, and I went ahead and made a very detailed post about that on gamereplays.org. I'll put that post in the description here. But if you guys have replays you really want to watch, that are from a recent version, we can go ahead and take a look at it. I'll tell you, though, you absolutely cannot watch the replay if it has an Inquisitor with a crossbow bolt pistol, or if it has a Lictor Alpha who has upgraded feeder tendrils. Either one of those two events will cause the replay to desynchronize. So, if you want to read more about, why and how replay hacking works and how you can do it and when you can't, check out that post I made because it's pretty helpful for how to view your old replays. And that's what I'm going to be doing for at least a little while because there's still plenty of good 3.14 games out there. The patch, by the way, just fixed some graphical issues as well as a few small balance issues. So let's take a look here. On the left-hand side of the map, we have a member of the WN clan, Mr. MetaM0rf, playing today as the apothecary. He's in this beautiful white-looking armor with yellow and blue highlights going on there. And on the opposite side of the map today, playing as the white and red, that's going to confuse my brain a little bit maybe. Playing as the white and red Imperial Guard, we have the Lord General as HoboHarry. He is aka HARRYRUSS on the forums. So both of these gentlemen, fine indeed. Let's go ahead and get this game started here and just take a look around what's going on here. I haven't watched this replay yet, but I wanted to take a look at it. So over here on the right-hand side, by the way, we'll see he's just going to go ahead and move right up the right-hand side. Not even yet moving out to capture any of this stuff. Just instead, it looks like perhaps going for the northern position as fast as he possibly can. So interesting that he skipped over all of this. Well, not interesting that he skipped over the victory points, of course. You almost always do that. But as you can see, his opponent here opting for the early requisition. Requisition, always important to get on these maps because they do mature over time. They become worth more and more. Like, I think it works its way up to 30, I believe. And you can see here that it looks like MetaM0rf is going to be going for power and for requisition. And we do have power and requisition going for Harry as well, but he's taking the more aggressive capturing path and heading more towards the north side of the map. Because really all of this stuff on your half of the map is usually going to remain under your control. You can see it looked like he went for a second guardsman squad, and then he went for his early sentinel there. Sentinel sporting the nice little white and red striped camo paint job here. That's some sort of variety of urban camouflage going on there. And now he's going to capture the middle and capture the north. So at the cost of this position, which he finally went back and captured, you can see his second guardsman squad picked up the victory point and went back. He managed to really improve his capturing. So that worked out pretty well. I guess he just knew he was going to have enough units to take care of it. And now this I really like here. Beautiful indeed. Not only has he captured all of his own points, but now he's going to go ahead and send the sentinel on this side of the map here and disrupt his opponent's capturing. That's the best way to do it. Very aggressive play actually coming out of Harry right now. I really like this. You can see the apothecary right now is going to be backed up by double tactical marine squad. So this is the army that everybody hates. You can see already the apothecary going ahead and laying down some heals and the scouts. I'm going to take a peek around the corner here so you can see this action a little bit better. The scouts being healed. Again, they're not going to do too much there. This is just way too much firepower here. The scouts are going to have to back away eventually. Oh, and losing a model right there too. So sticking around a little bit too long. I'm not sure what he was hoping to accomplish. They're not terribly effective against a lot of these units here. But as you can see right now, just glorious internal control going on by Harry. But you can see now that he does have a little bit of a flank coming here from these very strange looking yellow and blue blue Marines. I like that paint job. Ground pound coming out right now from the Sentinel. Going to go ahead and knock back these guys. But the Apothecary and the Tactical Marines now are going to put a lot of pressure. Right now, Harry is looking a bit overextended. He does have a second Sentinel coming on the field, though. That could be quite helpful. I hope you guys don't mind my odd camera angle here. We're just trying to capture the action as much as I can. You can see here this one Sentinel had to back up, taking too much focus fire here. These guardsmen trying their best to repair it, but they are being engaged in melee right now by the Apothecary. And these Tactical Marines are just tough as nails. Just kind of punch through all of this. Perhaps going to force some melee. Yes, they are. They're actually putting the pressure on the guardsmen themselves. The guardsmen taking a little bit too much damage here. Going to have to retreat away. And now you can see it looks like they are going to get away. Maybe taking one more casualty there. Probably not, though. And these scouts are just kind of hanging back. It looks like they either took an additional casualty or never reinforced, but that's fine. And for the time being, it looks like just through sheer force of will here, the Imperial Guard have managed to hang on to this northern position. It looks like, yeah, MetaM0rf never got a chance to capture this requisition point, so he's going to be behind a little bit. He did snake his way all the way down here and take on a power node, though. Note, by the way, we have double generators up right now for Harry, and over here on the left, we have a single generator down right now for MetaM0rf, who can only guard it with scouts. So, very aggressive opening here, still paying off. And it looks like the general and his entourage have head all the way down to the south right now to capture this power node. We do have, looks like a heavy bolter squad moving out, the Devastators and double tactical marines backed up by this apothecary. That's some serious business right there. And you can see here, I like what MetaM0rf is doing. He's attacking in the obvious direction, but he also has a nice flank set up here. Having the Devastator marine squad with a good arc of fire on these guys, hopefully he'll set up right now. Yes, there he goes. This is going to be devastating. Haha, pun intended. I hate puns. I love puns. You can see putting a lot of damage here onto the Sentinel, and this is terrible right now. Sentinels really, really hate heavy bolter fire. As you can see, just choose through them. Sentinels definitely do not take the kind of damage that you would expect from normal fire. They are not really real vehicles in the sense, again, Company of Heroes players out there will recognize them as being more like, you know, light vehicles like Jeeps or motorcycles or things like that. They just take a lot more damage than you would expect. They're still tough, but they do take regular arms fire. And now look at that heavy bolter just railing into him here. Beautiful looking counterattack from MetaM0rf. MetaM0rf taking control of the battlefield right now and pushing all the way across. Still has not managed to capture this requisition point here, but is going to go ahead and take control of that northern victory point and some of this stuff over here. Oh, yes! And he's even upgraded the tactical marine squad right now to have the flamethrower. Flamethrower is going to do a great job at gen bashing, taking out this whole power generation farm over here. You can see it looks like the Lord General doing his own general bashing. Haha! It doesn't make any sense. It's going to go ahead and just try and put some pressure on this power node right now. Power node is being upgraded, so he's going to have some trouble with that. And the heavy bolter squad now moving back behind him. These Devastators are going to take a look at doing some damage here. Yes, they are setting up quite nicely. Over here on the right-hand side, you can see alternating ground pounds coming out from these moonwalking Sentinels, doing their best Michael Jackson impersonations while taking care of business somewhat over here. But you can see that Apothecary continuing to heal these tactical Space Marines, making it very difficult indeed. HoboHarry needs to get some repairs out there, which he's doing. You can see these guardsmen do have a sergeant. Second guardsman squad out here right now. Maybe, looks like they just decapped that point, but you can see here, it looks like the general was able to get up there and get in close combat. I don't know why those Devastators moved so far forward. They had a nice little position way back there. Unfortunately, they got exposed a little bit too much, and the general and his huge entourage here are going to be able to take control of the left-hand victory point and do some damage to this power node. As you can see, he's kind of going tit for tat here with his own flamer right now, burning down these generators. Oh, no! And combined fire from the Space Marines has taken out yet another Sentinel. That's not good at all. A lot of early losses there for HoboHarry, Mr. HARRYRUSS, going to be taking some damage. A little bit of a defensive ground pound there, but really he's having too much trouble here with all of these double healing tacks here. These tactical Space Marines backed up by the heal from the Apothecary. The Apothecary, by the way, also being upgraded with the Mastercrafted Bolter, which is going to give him the full auto ability, which kind of knocks down and pins one unit pretty well. You can see here on the left-hand side, though, not being too perturbed by all of that. He's going to just sit here and capture everything on the left-hand side of the map. So Harry definitely taking control over the left, but risking a lot in so doing. You can see right now the Flamethrower Marines and the normal Tactical Marines are just going to go ahead and burn down this other power node here, grabbing that in kind. But in his defense, HoboHarry does have a nice tech edge as a result of that. Going to go ahead and upgrade to the level 2 Bastion. Nice little ground pound there, knocking back all of the Marines. The Marines right now, these scout squads looking really terrible, taking a little bit of casualties there. The Apothecary moving in, definitely going to drop a heal. I thought he was going to drop a heal. Maybe I missed it already. But you can see that the forced melee going on by the double tactical Marines onto this retreating general here, really terrible. He's just going to get away to sliver of health. Meanwhile, though, we do have the Sentinel and all of the Guardsmen are just kind of surrounding this poor little Apothecary. He's going to go ahead and retreat on out of there. And now the Devastator Marine sets up again point blank and just starts just ripping into that Sentinel, I guess. Although ripping into it is fairly over-exaggerated considering it only did a sliver of health there. But it could have begun ripping into it. It's important to over-exaggerate things when commentating, I suppose. Down here in the south, you can see that it looks like Tactical Marines grabbing this power node here once again, keeping that under blue control. And the fighting has kind of died down a little bit. It's kind of shifted more towards the center. You can see it looks like these scouts here, this scout singular is trying to just recapture some of this stuff. But for the time being here, power is not looking too good for MetaM0rf. He does not have control of enough power. He has not upgraded any power nodes. I guess he just has the one power node upgraded right now, and he has no generators. But the same thing could be said for Harry. He does not even possess his own node. So really, neither player is in that good of a shape. With respect to power right now. But we can see that Tier 2 has just begun researching by MetaM0rf right now. HoboHarry sitting at 45 power, 600. He's going to have to start spending on something here pretty soon, but he needs to regain control over his own power nodes. You can see these brave guardsmen come out here to be able to try and take care of this middle situation here. And could we have another ground pound? Yes, we do! Kicking back 2 models. I think he could have saved that ground pound, though, and used it actually to get rid of that Devastator Marine Squad instead. As you can see, that's going to do a lot more damage than those 2 Tactical Marines were. And besides, they got healed up right away by the Apothecary. So